What's up, guys? It is your girl Tree with another tip from Tree Tips Media. Okay, this YSL trial, we're on hold. Word is the defense attorneys is meeting with Fonnie Willis' office for something. We don't know if it's for a deal. We don't know if it's for bail. We don't know what it's for, basically. Everybody is having their opinions. But I know people hit me up with my opinion on whether it should be a mistrial, keep going, or deal. Well, let's start with the mistrial first. As you guys know, I'm born and raised in South Central Los Angeles, so I've witnessed a lot of court cases with my loved ones, family members, and friends. And 9 times out of 10, it never goes how you think it's going to go. Even though you're looking at this from a juror's perspective, jurors are, you just never know. You really never know. We have family members and loved ones sitting in California State Prison right now that are really innocent for the crimes that they committed. But the fact that the district attorney was able to prove that they were gang members, have tattoos, even though they might have gotten the tattoos 10, 20 years ago, they convicted of them of those crimes. The jury did. And so, honestly, I have no faith, and this is just my opinion, in the jury system. I really don't. Because a lot of those people be tired, they be ready to go home, and they just go with the flow. They just go with the crowd. I've literally sat in a court case day after day of the trial with the witness getting on the stand saying, it was not that person. I saw the shooter. It wasn't him. 5 witnesses said the same thing. This guy 5'7", the defendant was 5'7". The shoe size of the person that chased the guy down to shoot him was like a size 13. Jury heard that evidence and still convicted him on the fact alone. The DA gets up there and say they just don't want to be snitches, right? They are just lying. He's a known gang member. He's one of those people that rob people like you and I. Person had nothing to do with the crime at all and got 50 years to life. So, mistrial, the judge has made it clear in this case that she's not going to do a mistrial with prejudice, which means they can't refile. She says she will do a mistrial without prejudice, meaning the DA can refile, and they will refile. I've never heard of them not refiling, and that's what people need to realize. You do not want to put your chances in the district attorney or the juror's hand if you don't have to. Now, with the refiling thing, they're going to refile, but in this case, the YSL case, it is evident that the district attorney is losing. I actually believe the defense attorneys, they're trying to get a mistrial. They want to do a re-over, and I don't think the defense should give that to them. I understand that it's certain parties, defendants in this, that have minimum things to do with what they're talking about in this case, and they really would like to be severed from the case. So that's why I think certain ones want a mistrial and certain ones don't want a mistrial. I honestly think that they shouldn't do the mistrial without prejudice, because it's just going to be have your person sitting in prison in the county jail system for another 2 years, and then you give them an opportunity to get it right the next time, right? All right, keep going. Keep going is also an option, because for what we see right now, they don't really have a good case. Even the judge has expressed they don't have a good case. So the defense is winning in that part. But however, like I said before, you never know what's going on in these jurors' mind. They might just have the mindset, okay, YSL is a gang. They're all gang members. They've done something. Let's get them, send them to jail. Some jurors have that mindset. They don't care, black and white, Republican, Democrat. They don't care about that. They just don't like gang members, period. And they will convict on that fact alone. That is why it is important for the DA to keep getting these witnesses to say YSL is a gang. They know the public don't like gang members. Even though we know it's not a crime to be in a gang, the public don't feel like that. Especially when you're seeing shootings and robbings and all of this kind of stuff. So keep going is kind of a weird thing, but I would keep going before I get a mistrial without prejudice. Deal. I am a firm believer. If you can get these gentlemen a deal, take it and run, especially if it ends up being time served. Because of the simple fact, what we've witnessed, look at Donald Trump. He's a convicted felon. He's still running for president. Being a convicted felon does not mean that your life is totally over, right? And in this case, you know, you got to take some kind of responsibility. You got to give and take when it comes to a deal. You got to take some kind of responsibility of your growing up. Unfortunately, you grew up in a gang environment. You became a gang member. You're throwing up gang signs online. So some of that, you got to take responsibility. Doesn't mean you committed a crime. No. But the jurors don't always see it that way, guys. They don't. I've witnessed this time and time again. They will convict you just by being a gang member. So my tip is, if they can meet with Fani Willis department and they can get a good deal, time served, these people had a whole life ahead of them. They're still young. They can get the felony erased off of their record in so many years. It's not going to prevent Young Thug from doing music. He's still going to be able to go on. Who I do feel sorry for is Moontook, because he might do more time than any of these people at this point. So I really do feel, my heart goes out to him and his family. And but I do think if Brian Steele them can get a deal out of Fani Willis department, I think they should run with that, especially if it's time served. Because anything else, they can get it erased eventually from these young men's record. These young men can go on and live a great life. I know guys that have gotten out of prison from doing life sentences that's living a great life right now, have their CDLs, have businesses, and they're living a great, wholesome life with their families, their grandkids, you know. So the overall objective for me and these guys is to get them home to their families as soon as possible, no matter what it takes. I don't believe in putting your life in jurors' hands because they don't care. And I don't believe in putting your life in the DA's hands because they definitely don't care. So if they can get a deal, time served, even with a felony, I say go for the deal. I don't say mistrial with prejudice to get a DA a time to start this all over. If they can't get a deal, keep going and just keep grinding it out, because the cards is already in the defense favor as far as we're looking at it. We never know what the jury, how they're looking at it. But that is just my take on the situation. We'll see afternoon. I think they said they're coming back at 12 o'clock or whatever. After lunch, we'll see how it goes, guys. This is your girl Tree from Tree Tips Media with another tip. Smooches!